Hello and welcome into your Seattle Seahawks Report. I'm Jordan Giorgio. We have a ton of news and rumors to get into, so let's go ahead and see what's on tap for today. First bit of news to get into, Bobby Wagner. He has come out and spoken on Earl Thomas missing OTAs. He talked with 710 ESPN Seattle, and a main topic of discussion was the Seahawks defense next man up mentality, in which Wagner wanted to take the time to shout out Earl Thomas. He said, quote, "I think he's an amazing player. He's an amazing person. He's a Hall of Famer. And just let him know that we're over here and we're wishing for the best in this situation and we're thinking about him. And I just want him to know that." Now, the rumors have been swirling around if Earl Thomas will remain with the Seahawks have only increased since Thomas has been absent from the start of Seahawks OTAs. Wagner went on to exclaim, "He needs to know that we appreciate him over here because he's a talent that you're not going to ever see another person like him ever on the football field." Next bit of news to get into, Brian Schottenheimer is in total command of this offense. That makes us feel good. Seattle has made some changes this offseason, and a big one was the addition of Schottenheimer as our new offensive coordinator. And after the first week of OTAs in the books, Pete Carroll has seemed very pleased and as well as very impressed with him so far. Carroll said he's very hands-on, he's very active, he's in total command. Whether it's installing the offense or he's coaching the quarterback, he's very active, very energetic. There's no space between something happening and Russ getting critiqued. Russell has also really responded well to it. He enjoys the challenge of it. Next bit of news to get into, Paul Allen. He has donated $1 million to gun control. He's doing this as an initiative to raise the minimum age for purchases of semi-automatic assault rifles in Washington to 21 years old, among other gun control changes. Allen's donation comes after the Washington state legislature failed during the 2018 legislative session to advance a series of gun control regulations. So Allen is using his own money and platform to try and make an end run around the legislators in action to put the responsibility for creating tougher gun laws with Washington's voters instead. That was all your news right out of Seattle. Now, before we get into all the latest rumors directly out of Seattle, you guys have to understand my rumor scale, so I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you. If a rumor isn't given any 12 flags, it means it is fake news. Do not believe it. 1 12 flag, small shred of truth. 2 12 flags, people are talking. 3 12 flags, it's pretty likely to happen. And 4 12 flags, bring on the 12s, baby. This is true. First rumor we've got to get into is CJ Prosise. Is he back and healthy and ready to go for 2018? We're giving this one 2 12 flags. People are talking, and he seems to think he's ready to go. Procise is hoping to show he can be durable and ready to go for his 3rd season now with the Seahawks. Procise has had hamstring and groin strains, a fractured scapula, and a pair of ankle sprains and a broken wrist bone that has kept him out of 21 regular season games, 4 preseason games, and 2 playoff games. Prosise has come out to say, quote, "I just know what I can do. I know the impact I have on the game when I'm out there." But unfortunately for him, the Seahawks have started to picture life without him if he isn't available this upcoming season with their addition of Rashad Penny. Next rumor to get into are the Seattle Seahawks mad at the new NFL National Anthem policy. Well, 2 12 flags, people are talking, and that person is Doug Baldwin. One in particular, he said he thinks the NFL really missed it this time with the new policy. Baldwin spoke to reporters actually yesterday after President Trump's comments on the policy. Baldwin went on to say, quote, "He's an idiot, plain and simple. Listen, I respect the man because he's a human being first and foremost, but he's just being more divisive," which is not surprising. But for him to say anybody who doesn't follow viewpoints should be kicked out of the country, it's not very empathetic. Baldwin also spoke to 710 ESPN Seattle about the policy, saying, "It's more of a PR move to me than anything." Next rumor to get into is Russell Wilson, the identity of the Seattle Seahawks. 2 12 flags, people are talking. According to former Seahawks Cliff Avril and Michael Robinson, Cliff Avril has been making his media rounds after being released by the Seahawks, and during an interview with the NFL Network, Avril was asked about what the Seahawks' identity is following a flood of departures this offseason. From former Seahawk Michael Robinson, Avril began to say they do have great players still on the defense. They have Earl Thomas, KJ Wright, and Bobby Wagner. Those guys are going to have to lead them, but they're going to have to ask a lot more from Russ in order to find out what they're going to do. Robinson went on to add, the identity of this team is going to be Russell Wilson. That's the reason they paid him. He's the franchise quarterback. He can do so much, but they got to take some of the hits off Russell. If they don't take the hits off Russell, well, he's getting older. Next rumor to get into, is there a new contract on the way for Earl Thomas? 212 flags, people are talking, and the drama continues, 12s. As the start of OTAs begin, the question we are all asking is if Earl Thomas will show up for the final phase of the team's offseason program. Until the Seahawks hit mandatory minicamp from June 12th through the 14th, Thomas is set and free to miss workouts without any penalty. Now, it should ease our minds just a little bit that Thomas has said that he wants to remain in Seattle, and like we talked about in our news portion of the show, it's probably important to Thomas that his teammates like Bobby Wagner are making him feel wanted in Seattle while they try to mend fences. Right now, for Earl Thomas, the future remains uncertain. John Schneider informed us back in April that Thomas's reps assured him that there wouldn't be any holdout during training camp and the regular season, but we all know change can happen. Stay tuned, 12s. Next rumor to get into, did Cliff Avril come out and speak out about the Super Bowl loss? I hate to bring it up, but we have to. Super Bowl 49, need I say more, 12s? Basically, in an appearance on the Dave Dameshek football program, Cliff Avril spoke out to say that he thinks the Seahawks would have gone on to complete a three-peat had they been able to win their second in a row by beating the Patriots. He said more specifically, quote, I think guys started questioning Carroll more so than actually following his lead if we'd won that Super Bowl. The situation sucked regardless of who took the blame. It's just the fact that we were so close and we weren't able to get it, so I think a lot of guys got turned off by the message. All right, and next rumor to get into, does Russell Wilson, does he have an alter ego? Well, to understand this one just a little bit more, you're going to have to check out this video.
Hey guys, Russell here. Yes, the typical boring, yes, Russell, the robot Russell, the one you guys love to know. Real exciting. Yeah, I'm real exciting. But anyways, everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And I've been thinking about what my alter ego would be, and I think I have an alter ego. His name's Mr. Unlimited. You gotta be unlimited. You gotta have a thought process of being unlimited. So when people ask you, what you're thinking about or what you want to do in life or where you want to go, you got to be unlimited. Tell them, I'm unlimited. You know what I mean? So when they ask you certain questions like,
who brings you motivation, Russell?
Mr. Unlimited.
Who's your role model, Russell?
Unlimited.
Who's your go-to person for advice, Russell?
They think Pete Carroll, they think this person, think that person. Love you, Pete, but it's Mr. Unlimited. Tell him.
412 flags, Russell Wilson does have an alter ego, you guys. So after Wilson posted this video, he got some major flack from his team. Apparently at OTAs yesterday, everyone was harassing Wilson after plays with chants of unlimited. But hey, Mr. Unlimited, let's go set some more NFL records. How does that sound?